In a distant future, where humanity has spread across the stars, a remote colony on a newly discovered planet stumbles upon a life-changing secret, an alien parasite that offers unimaginable power. What begins as a miraculous discovery soon turns into a nightmare as the settlers, eager to harness this power, realize the cost of their newfound abilities. The symbiote promises strength, intelligence, and longevity, but it slowly erodes the very essence of what makes them human. Dr. Sophia Connar, the colony's leading scientist, is a brilliant and ambitious woman, but now she is captivated by the symbiote's potential. She sees it as the next step in human evolution. Think about it, Ben, Sophia argues, one evening in the lab, her eyes gleaming with excitement. With this symbiote, we could become something more, something better. We could build a society that's truly indestructible. Ben Calder, Sophia's longtime friend and fellow scientist, is a cautious and thoughtful man. He's known Sophia since their university days and has always admired her intellect, but now he's worried. At what cost, Sophia? Ben replies, his voice laced with concern. I've seen what it's doing to the others. They're changing, and not in a good way. You're playing with fire. Despite Ben's warnings, Sophia bonds with the symbiote, confident she can control its influence. At first, the results are astonishing. Her research advances at an unprecedented rate, and the colony thrives like never before. Commander Arya Kane, the colony's leader, is a tough and no-nonsense military officer who values order and discipline above all else. She initially supports Sophia's work, believing the symbiote will make the colony stronger. But as the symbiote's influence spreads, Arya begins to see cracks in the community that she has worked so hard to build. Lena Jax, a young engineer and one of the first settlers to bond with the symbiote, is transformed into a formidable figure with enhanced strength and intelligence. But her once warm personality becomes cold and calculating, and she starts to view uninfected settlers as inferior. Dr. Marcus Vance, a medic and moral compass of the group, is deeply troubled by the changes he sees in his friends and colleagues. He warns Arya and Ben that the symbiote is eroding their humanity, but his pleas fall on deaf ears. As the symbiote tightens its grip, the changes in Sophia become undeniable. Her once strong connections to her friends and loved ones fade. She becomes distant, cold, and focused solely on her work. The colony begins to fracture, divided between those who embrace the symbiote and those who fear it. Confronting Sophia once more, Ben finds her in the lab, her face illuminated by the glow of her computer screens. "This isn't you, Sophia," Ben says, desperation creeping into his voice. "You're talking about people like they're expendable. We've lost friends because of this. They were good people." Sophia doesn't even look up from her work. "They were weak," she responds, her voice devoid of emotion. "We need strength to survive out here. Sacrifices have to be made for the greater good." As the colony descends into chaos, Jonas Pike, a former soldier and now a leader among the uninfected settlers, organizes a resistance. Determined to stop the spread of the symbiote, they plan a desperate mission to destroy the source, a massive underground hive where the symbiotes breed. Ben, who has now joined the resistance, knows that the only way to save the colony is to confront Sophia, who has become their greatest threat. "You have to understand, Ben," Sophia says when they finally face each other in the hive. "This is evolution. This is the future." Ben's eyes are filled with sorrow as he responds, "No, Sophia, this isn't the future. This is the end. I'm sorry it had to be this way." As the resistance fights to destroy the hive, Ben and Jonas lead the final charge. In a desperate move, Ben detonates the explosives, collapsing the hive and ending the symbiote's influence. The explosion triggers a chain reaction, and as the dust settles, the survivors are left to pick up the pieces of their shattered colony. Sophia, freed from the symbiote's control, is overwhelmed with guilt and regret. She records a final message in the remnants of her lab. "To anyone who finds this, beware the power that costs your soul." The story closes with the survivors, led by Commander Arya Kane, leaving the planet, abandoning it as a graveyard of their failed experiment. The once thriving colony is now a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers that come with the pursuit of power at the expense of humanity. Thank you for watching the Stories Wonderland. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories.